Good whether afternoon, morning, evening, or night, depending on where you find yourself in the globe. This is Kingdom Economic Forum in partnership with the New African Concept. We always so happy to come your way. Those of you who were with us last week, we started a series, The African Church in Perspective, the past, present, and the future. And last week we tried to look at the past. We made some serious revelations. We told you that Christianity in Africa did not start during the colonial period. We had pre-colonial period, even as far as the 6th century when Christianity started. That's where we had is it? Help me. Is it
the first century?
The first century.
Yeah.
From the first century, Christianity started operating in Africa, and through Africa we have had not less than 4 popes occupying the papacy. We told you that the problem of the Christianity that came to Africa during the colonial period had to do with 2 major issues: the fall and then the way they presented it. The form in terms of the dualism. We separated we had what we call the sacred and then the secular. And then when they were also presenting it, they didn't contextualize the message. And that is why up to now, as a pastor, you are comfortable to put on suit and you're clerical. If you attempt to put on what I'm wearing as a chief, you might be, you will not be comfortable in your spirit. So, over 200 years, these 2 errors are still affecting us. We want to look at what is happening now, Christianity now, the current situation of Christianity. And we are blessed once again to have my brother, Dr. Joshua Opong Safu. Reverend, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
How is the family?
Amyadum, we are all doing very well.
Let me mention that we have to do a lot of research before we come to you. So it is a program that we are committed. In spite of all our busy schedules, we have to always make time because there's a mission to be accomplished.
Exactly.
And you are all part of it. Once again, we want you to also visit our YouTube channel, the Kingdom Economic Forum. Those of you who could not listen to our first message, go there. You get a full information. Invite a friend, like the page, subscribe to the page, and forward the information to a friend to help us reach as many people as possible. Look, the African Church in perspective. The past, present, and the future. Today, I want us to look at the realities today, Christianity today. And as always, I have questions. Let me throw them and then I'll allow you to flow.
That's right.
Is that okay?
Very okay.
These are questions I have so that you can talk.
That's fine.
How will you assess the spiritual, social, and cultural relevance of the African church today? 3 things: social, spiritual, and cultural relevance. Are we seeing growth in numbers or in discipleship? And which should matter more? Number 3, is the church today sufficiently addressing the real issues confronting African societies? Last but one, some argue that the African church is too inward-looking or materialistic. Do you agree? The last question is, what is the church's role in shaping public morality in today's Africa?
Wow.
The floor is yours.
These are weightier matters. Matters. I think maybe for this we should take it one by one.
Let's take
really
to
make it simple.
Yeah, sure.
Because the points are very serious.
Serious. Okay, so the first question.
Okay, sure.
How will you assess the spiritual, social, and cultural relevance of the African church today?
Okay, so we are looking at the church today, that is the present aspect. So if we are to assess the social, I think let me see the second question.
The second question is, are we seeing growth in numbers or in discipleship? And which should matter more? Okay,
so let me use the second to answer the spiritual aspect of it. And I think there are other questions that also deal with the societal that I connect it together.
Okay, sure.
So I'll use the second to focus on the spiritual side. Yes.
Okay.
So are we seeing growth in terms of numbers? Definitely. Census as of 2000 showed that we were around, that is the statistically Christian population in Ghana, we were around 68.8%. And as of 2010, which is 10 years later, we were around 71.2%. And as of 2020, we now was around 72.1. So the growth was not, so it was from 71.2 to, so the 1 and 2 and it's of 68.8 in 2000, 71.2 in 2010, and 72.1 in 2020.
Wow.
Yes. So by and large, we will say that as it stands now, at least statistically, as of 2020, statistically, Ghana is labeled 72.1% Christian. Yes. So that is for the numbers. And from that time to now, 5 years down the line, more, of course, churches are being opened, churches are being planted, more crusades are also being done. So there is that increase as far as the numbers are concerned. The other side has to do with discipleship. And that is where I would say that we have a serious monumental challenge when it comes to discipleship. We have it in our language as a church. It is part of our diction. Oh, discipleship, go and make disciples of all nations. But on grounds, it is something that it has not really sunk. We have not committed ourselves very well when it comes to discipleship. So the label is, we have a proclamation victory, but a discipleship failure.
Repeat.
Yes, we have the verdict so far in terms of the present state of the church, in terms of the spiritual aspect, is that we have a proclamation victory.
That is, we are doing more of evangelism.
Church planting, crusades, it is going on. Almost when you sit in the car, you hear someone preaching. The radio stations, social media, prayers are ongoing online prayers, on-site prayers, prayer centers. So as far as religious activities and then preaching of the gospel is concerned, we have a proclamation victory. Though there are certain places still in Ghana that the gospel is yet to, but by and large, we will have to appreciate the efforts by the church in Ghana and Africa by extension, that indeed we have a proclamation victory. However, we have a serious discipleship failure. We have not been able to convert our numbers onto discipleship making. And the end result is that there is the belief, but this belief is cold. This belief is undiscipled. This belief is unprincipled. And that is why now most of the issues we raise concerning the church is because the missing link is discipleship. We have the programs, we gather them in the churches, but we have not committed ourselves to the discipline of discipleship. Because it's discipleship that introduces the transformation in their lives. Mostly, we sometimes think that the message, the Sunday in, Sunday out, the preaching is what brings about the transformation. But it is only maximum 10% of the work. Discipleship has three things. It must be intentional, it must be relational, it must be transformational. These are the key characteristics of discipleship. It must be deliberate. It is not accidental. It must be relational. And that is why Jesus had his disciples, and then he was preaching, of course, to the 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, various pockets of people. So the preaching can be to the large masses, but the commitment, he spent, biblical history shows that Jesus spent about 73.5% of his time with his 12 disciples. Just imagine that Jesus did not pick up the 12 disciples, and then for the 3 years that he worked, all what he was doing was moving from one place to the other, preaching, healing the sick, so many crowds. And then upon his death and resurrection,
the church would have collapsed.
It would have collapsed.
Yeah.
So the strength was in the 12. So after the external preaching, the healings, then he will retreat. He built relationship with them. He invested into them. He answered their questions. So many of the questions, when they came, inside, then you ask, they'll ask, what do you mean by this parable that you said? Then he will then explain. So it must be relational. And sometimes we don't have that relationship even with the pastors. Sometimes the leadership becomes isolated and insulated to the point that they are not in touch with the wounds of the people. So it is like we are following a particular dogma. So Sunday we'll come and preach. Sometimes the preaching on Sunday morning does not answer the real issues of the members seated there, because there seems to be so much of a wide gap between the pastor or the clergy and then the laity. So we come, we support with our money, and then we retreat. How we are even raising the money, the leaders don't know. The kind of engagements we are in, the leaders don't know. The state of our family, our marriages. So sometimes we can come to church, we are dancing and singing, choreography, but our marriages are on the verge of breaking or collapsing. So the point is that discipleship, as for that, we are almost yet to even begin. We have made efforts which must be appreciated, but compared to proclamation, we are actually yet to begin the aspect of discipleship. It must be intentional, it must be relational, and finally it must be transformational. The goal of discipleship is the transformation of the hearts and minds of the people. So if we have the numbers, but these numbers does not cut into the society, then it means that discipleship failure is happening. Professor Elton Trueblood, in his book, The Predicament of Modern Man, he said that the vitality of any religion is in the measure of its impact on the culture. So his analysis is that if you want to measure the vitality of any religion or any movement, you don't measure it just by the cyclical activities it is having. You measure it by the degree of its impact on the culture. So we must then contextualize this and say that, okay, to what extent has the church, or is the church able to influence and impact the Ghanaian culture? And the answer is obvious. It is rather the culture of the world that has rather impacted. So now the church is rather following the dictates of the world,
the trends
of the world. Look at mostly, yes. Look at mostly the dance that we make in the name of choreography in the church. It is mostly the dance that is in vogue in the world. We transport it,
then we add gospel songs.
Then we just so the music bed is the same. The only thing is that the rhythm is the same. So we just convert it, and the lyrics. And sometimes you don't even hear the lyrics, Jesus, so that we can dance to it. So you better club the your club no ewa.
Yeah.
So
we are using it to occupy the people.
To occupy the people, to give them their club version in the church.
Yeah.
Take politics as it is being organized in the world. Today, church politics is more dangerous.
More dangerous. You could be killed.
Oh, you could be killed.
I'm telling you.
Oh, you could be killed. We lose. The best one for us is here. The best one for us is here. So the world is not. So if we are taking what Elton Trueblood is saying, then it means the church has not succeeded in impacting upon the culture, because though we have Christians in politics, we are yet to really see the Christian flavor in politics. Yeah. We have Christian businessmen in the economy or in the economic fraternity. We are yet to see much of the Christian principles impacting economics. Though we have Christians in academia and in education, we are yet to see. So the various, what we call the 7 mountains of influence, the church is yet to impact it. And what is the missing link? Discipleship. So the spiritual analysis or assessment of the church is that, I'll summarize it as I said in the initial verdict, that graciously we appreciate our efforts. We have a proclamation victory, but a discipleship failure. And it is about time the church goes back to the drawing board and then say that, yes, we thank God for the victory that he has given us, and we will keep on expanding the frontiers of the church through crusades and church planting. But hey, we must look at the main task we were given, which is go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them.
Wow.
Baptizing them. So go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them. So the baptizing is not just there's the literal baptism where, in terms of the immersion into water, but the spirit of the word is to immerse. So baptize comes from baptizo, which means to immerse. It means to immerse. So to immerse nations, to immerse systems, to immerse structures into the principles of the kingdom.
Wow.
We are actually yet to start. We are yet to start, but we see glorious days ahead.
I saw what the Vice Chancellor for Pentecost University.
Convert systems, and not just so powerful. So powerful.
We need to convert systems.
And not just so let's say the conversion of the souls will fall under the proclamation victory.
That's the point. But
yes,
unless we change system,
the converted souls
will go back.
They will either go back, or even if they are still in the church,
they are breaking the system.
They'll import the system. Very, very powerful.
Wow.
And it takes discipleship to convert systems. It takes systematic, structured discipleship to convert. Very intentional. Very structured, very intentional, very relational, and ultimately transformational.
So the question is the church today sufficiently addressing the real issues confronting African societies?
Okay, so this one will look at now at the societal level. Yes. So I think it connects to the first question, the aspects of the social, yes.
Social and the cultural.
Yes, the social and cultural. So the social cultural. So is the church in Africa sufficiently addressing
the real issues confronting African societies?
Yes. Well, once again, I will say that efforts are being made, but we are not scratching where it itches the most.
I think we are solving the problem from the fruits.
From the fruits, instead of from the roots. So what are some of the efforts? At least one, advocacy. So we see that the church is making efforts, at least from press releases sometimes on issues maybe like the LGBT, and then sometimes also on certain issues. So you'll hear from the Catholic fraternity as well. So, and those that have the media, like maybe Dominion TV, Pen TV, I think Christ Apostolic, Wesley TV. So a number of churches' media also help propagate certain Christian narratives when it comes to matters of the society. So when it comes to advocacy, though it has not been very intense, we have a lot of work to do when it comes to, I'm specifically talking of Christian advocacy. Efforts have been made, but we have a long way to go.
And I think, Doc, the challenge is that normally those efforts are just firefighting.
Exactly.
That's where it's not. We are not detecting the pace. When we realize that, hey, I'm going
then just like the LGBT, for instance. So when the wave came, then now we're all over the place. Now when it almost retreated a bit, we are not addressing it in a structured way. Yeah. So just like the church is not different from the nation essentially. Yeah. But it's just like what we said during the systemic, we are reactionary. So the Christian advocacy has also become reactionary. So so when the fires begin to erupt, then we try to calm it down. When it is almost down, then we retreat. So when it comes to the Christian advocacy, just as I said, even with that, we are more reactionary rather than dictating the pace when it comes to narratives and there are even a number of Christian stations, whether radio or whether online or TV, and that they refrain from even discussing on politics or national issue. So mostly when you go there, it is maybe the preachings of the man of God, and then maybe other selected men of God, and then gospel song, and then maybe Christian movies. That's it. So the
cultural and social issues.
So the idea is that, as for us, we are a Christian nation. We are a Christian station. So Christian station, we don't want to double, which is so wrong.
Very much wrong.
So we limit ourselves to the messages and then the prayer times and then the Christian movies and then worship songs and then maybe just Christian songs.
No.
So we are yes, and then it is running 24/7 as a whole TV station. The amount of money to pump to keep it running, and what are we doing?
Only
singing hymns or songs, and then
the spiritual side. Only
the spiritual side.
Only the spiritual. No, we need to. If you are listening to us, brothers and sisters, we need to. We shouldn't use our station only for that one, just a percentage, a fraction of it. The social issues, we have to be very much interested. We need to give. We shouldn't allow the so-called secular radio stations. They go there, NDC, MPP discussing, mentioning, and then no, nothing will happen. And the church, the best the church will do is, let's pray for our country.
Let's pray for our country.
We pray.
Intercede.
No. You should be involved. I think that on this, my where at church, I'm a part of the Church of Christ because we have this agenda, Possessing the Nation agenda, where me sitting here, if it had not been the Possessing the Nation's agenda, I wouldn't think would have ever crossed my mind to become a chief because it wouldn't have, but because of the teachings, that is where when the opportunity came, I was able to boldly.
Great.
Else, even if at that time, if it's not because of the Possessing the Nation agenda that I decided to be a chief, I think that by this time my eldership would have been revoked. But you see, I'm saying this to let others know that I think the church is also
efforts have been made.
Some efforts have been made, and we need to appreciate that. But then, the other issue is that the question I had. This is the question. Some argue that the African church is too inward-looking or materialistic. Do you agree? Currently, is the church not focusing on material stuff? Are we going to have it? No, that's a question. Even the pastors are fighting and getting more materialistic than the members. Some of them are showing their cars, their houses.
The opulence is too much.
So are we? Is the heaven still?
Heaven is still the goal.
Is the home?
Heaven is still the goal. It's still the goal.
Are you sure? The messages we are receiving, maybe let's help me on that.
Yeah. So two things. So I think the question was, do you agree?
Do you agree?
Yes. It's
materialistic.
Exactly so. Unfortunately, I think in the course we are, maybe I'll talk on it briefly. Yes, that I centered on the fact that the church today can be defined on 3 levels. One is pagan Christianity.
Yeah.
2 is materialist individualism, and then 3 is progressive secularism.
I think that use this opportunity to ask pastors and church leaders.
Yeah,
there's a course that we are running. New African Concept is running. I think True Light. So
yes. So briefly, this is it. In fact, I would like to extend a warm invitation to everyone on this platform to link up. This program is a course that we are running. If you are a pastor, if you are a church worker, or even a Christian, and you really want to understand these discussions, where we are coming from, where we are, and especially what kind of church and ministry will meet the demands of Ghana and Africa in the coming future, then please, you can leave a comment in the comment section, or you can reach out to us, and then we'll have more detailed discussion. It is going to really enlighten you on what you are doing, and then what will make us relevant in the times or in the days to come. You really need this course, and then do well, and then get on board.
Wonderful.
So I was talking on the material. Yes, so I'll pick the second, which is the materialist.
Before you go to but I think that I like the pagan.
Okay, yes.
Because see, somebody will go to church, even their prayer is more paganistic.
Yeah.
And then when they come home, they can even curse their brothers.
Yeah. So I think we can. Yeah. So the summary of the church today. So we've seen the church, the past. The take-home message when it comes to the church today is that the church today is riding on these 3 wheels. Pagan Christianity, materialist individualism, progressive secularism. So briefly, pagan Christianity. So just like you are saying, that is the merger between portion of Christianity and then our indigenous traditional mindset and belief. So just like you were saying, the enemy consciousness is steeped in from the traditional system. So Jesus will say that love your enemies and do good to them that despitefully use you. Say, and then I use you again.
What they use
they will reach out to, maybe the Old Testament. So then we'll say that suffer not the weak to live. I love the Bible. I love the Bible. So we use the Bible to cover or to mask our paganistic inclinations. And that is what we have by and large.
Doc, let me mention that of late, Diabo, cursing people have become the order of the day.
Even by Christians.
By Christians. Wow. Even our prayer content is full of curses.
Yeah.
You go there and people are praying for people to die.
And we give testimonies.
That
after that, I heard maybe they called me from the village.
That the guy is
dead.
He's dead.
That is serious.
This is not Christianity.
That is serious.
Oh, this is not kingdom that Jesus brought to us. That even apart from people, if they will not even pray in church, they go home and then they use kusua egg to curse people, and it has become so normal.
Yeah.
But the Belgian in Kumasi in Ashanti region.
The Jews, yeah.
We are not. This is not kingdom. Yeah. This is not Christianity that Jesus brought us. If we want to kill all people, do you know what we have done to somebody else? All of us will die if we want to go through that kind of way of living, we're all going to die. We're going to kill innocent people who are, maybe they might have wronged you one way, but the giftings and talent that God has given to them to bring the development of our nation, we kill them. Why should we do that?
Yeah.
You use the Old Testament, and those people, they like Old Testament.
Oh yes, you.
And the book of Psalms, they like Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel. They've used them. No.
Out of context.
Out of context.
They misapply it, and then So it's very unfortunate. So
very
it is,
unfortunate, my brother.
yes, and then the second is the materialist individualism, which connects with the question. So materialism.
Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all other things shall be added. Now
it's the other way around.
We have
seek the other things.
Oh, yeah.
Seek the other things, and the kingdom will be added.
And now, unfortunately, it seems to be working for them, because some people, the way they get their money, the pastors and the leaders don't care. But when they come to church, they are giving a lot of kingdom stuff. They are giving positions. So
better place to sit, better positions.
So they are giving offering for the recognition,
yes,
awards here and there.
Yes.
Beloved, we have been brought into a kingdom called the kingdom of God. And one of the major principles of this kingdom is that we should seek the kingdom and its righteousness. And all other things, the materialistic. If you are in the kingdom, these material stuff become just a bonus for us. It is not the focus. You know, Jesus made a very profound statement that we cannot serve two masters
at the same time.
When he was comparing the masters, he
did not mention the devil.
He didn't mention the devil. The devil is not part of the masters. Exactly. Listen to me. Jesus never mentioned the devil. He said God and money. God and materialistic. Many of us, money has become God. We can kill people in the church and still come to church and take communion.
Yeah.
And it's happening. Not if sometimes that we say we kill people, not just the physical one, but some of you can go and lie about people to get promotion, for them to lose their jobs. Yeah. You don't care about your brother. This is not the kingdom that has been given to us by Christ. Doc, continue.
Yeah, so for materialism, it is especially when you look at most of our testimonies in church. It is predominantly emphasizing the place of material gains.
I've got the visa.
I've got visa. I've got this. And the sad thing about it is that if your greatest narrative or testimony with the church or Christianity has to do with these material gains, then it means that
we haven't started.
You haven't started.
Because those who don't know Christ are getting far better than what you are testifying about.
So, because I always say, check the top 300 billionaires in the world. How many of them are even Christians? So, if the marker or the measure that God has blessed me is just the multiplicity of material possessions, then it means then it means that God has blessed the unbelievers much more than even the believers.
In the
unfortunately, so materialism, once it takes the center stage and has taken the center stage, that is what almost everyone and then the upcoming youth are thinking that they saw or they see how the leadership treats those with money, regardless of their lives.
Yes, we have to say it.
It's so serious.
The church has to be very, very mindful of those who we think they have money, that we don't know the source of the money. The church has to be very careful, because the youth are not getting the right role models to follow.
Yeah.
Because they know how the people are getting their money. So the youth, they are on the street. They
know the shady deals. They know the cutting corners.
So if you give such people the platform and we hide behind that because they gave tithe, that's why I have a challenge. Some of them come to the platform and tell us that they gave faithfully tithe. Hey,
and that is what opened the doors for their businesses.
Are you telling us the truth?
So what about the others who pay?
Those of us, we are paying tax more, and we are not getting there. We need to be truthful.
May God help us.
This one I will say it loudly. Nobody can become financially buoyant only by paying tithe. It's never true anywhere. There are so many other principles. That the tithe is just one of the principles. I love people. We need to pay tithe, but we shouldn't give platform. It's like an advert for them to come and tell us that the money they are making is because of the tithe. And some of them, when you go to their workplace, the way they are treating their workers, employees, the way they are not even paying taxes here and there, and cutting corners, selling things that are not wholesome. Their products are killing people, but we are healing them in the church. I think that from Kingdom Economic Forum, we need to tell the truth. Trust me. We need to tell. The church has become, unfortunately. And you see the issues that now the youth, if you are telling them that it's true tithe that they are making money, they realize that the thing is not working. And that's why they are sticking the bet. They think that the bet is more reliable than the tithe.
Than the formula of the tithe.
So we need to be very careful.
Well, I'm sure Papa started 2 years in there.
This is serious. We are laughing about it, but it's very serious.
Very, very serious.
That the youth
very serious.
that are coming, they see that our men, they come to realize that the tithe is not really, and truly the tithe is not what we are talking about. We love God. We believe that a God who gives us the power to make wealth. And that's why we are giving the tithe as a testimony. But the tithe is not a source of financial prosperity. Else, be good. Elon Musk shouldn't get the money they are getting.
Jeff Bezos,
all those things shouldn't. So we need to teach the Bible to rightly divide the word of truth.
That's right.
From the kingdom perspective, the other factors, honesty, hard work, and all trustworthiness are all part of the prosperity stuff that God has given to us. We have looked at today the current situation of the church.
Current situation.
And unless we rise up as a church, trust me, the future might not be as we see. But you see, the future starts from today. What we are doing is what is going to determine how the future will be. And that's what we will be discussing next week. The third aspect of the church, African church in perspective. Next week, we look at the third one, which is today's realities. No, it will be the future strategy. What must we do? The church, if the church will be relevant. In fact, in our first section, you mentioned that the African church started from the 1st century. But because of the Islamic invasion, the church lost its momentum. By the grace of God, the European introduced it to us 200 years ago. What will happen in the next 50 years? Will the church still be relevant? We will give you data as to what is happening in the United States of America. That will help us to really position ourselves very well. If you are an elderly person, don't think that in your time you're okay. So we need to live for the next generation. Let's look at what can be done, things that we have to change to make the church relevant for the next generation. Dr. Joshua, Apostle, thank you very much. Meet us next week as we conclude on this, the African church in perspective. Visit our YouTube page, Kingdom Economic Forum, and we know you'll be a blessing. Share with other friends and let us broadcast this good information. Until we come your way, God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.